Hey guys, this is Mehak from Coding Blocks, and today we have with us Shreyan, and he'll be sharing his success story with us. So, hi Shreyan, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Magdi?
I'm good. I hope you're safe and sound. And
Yeah.
let's do a little brief introduction of yours.
So, hello guys. I am Shreyan Biswas, and I am from Vellore Institute of Technology, VIT Vellore, and I am currently in my third year of BTech in Computer Science Engineering, specialization in bioinformatics. I pretty much like web development and UI UX related stuffs, and I like doing them. Also, I like
Great.
communicating with and networking with people. So I have joined many technical chapters during my first and second years. Some of them include IEEE and also ACM. And also, I have been the design head of IEEE out there. So,
Wow,
yeah, that's pretty much about me.
amazing. Okay, so Shreyan, how did you get into this line of coding? I mean, what motivated you to, be in this line?
So during my first year, I was not that much familiar with my coding skills. So I got introduced to Android development and web development through my seniors. The seniors initially told me that those things were important for joining the clubs and chapters. For that, I started learning coding, and also coding was
Okay.
obviously a part of my
Hmm.
BTech, during the first year only, we started coding, learning Python and C programming. So from there, I started learning, and then in my third year, I joined Coding Blocks as a campus
Okay.
ambassador out here.
Cool.
So from
So,
there,
how did you get to know about the CA program?
So during the campus ambassador, we get introduced to many such things like we need to explain to other people about these certain types of programs. So from that, I
Hmm.
get to learn about this Nagaro bootcamp. And at that time, I
Okay.
was feeling that
Hmm.
definitely I need some kind of guidance for the cracking interviews during my fourth year. So I joined Nagaro bootcamp after that.
Okay. So, can you just briefly, go through the whole process of this boot camp?
So initially, the bootcamp started during the February month. I joined in the Java course of the bootcamp, and Garima ma'am was the instructor out there.
Okay.
So we started learning from the very scratch of the thing. Like we started from even the flowcharts and algorithmic part, and then she went on to explain various kinds of topics like strings, arrays, string. So all these were part of our syllabus. The syllabus didn't cover much of the topic which were there included in this part. So obviously, MAM is still continuing with other parts like advanced data structures, which are definitely not so important from the point of view of Nagaro or other service-based companies out there. But
Hmm.
definitely, as MAM is teaching these topics, it will help us guys to crack even product-based companies when they
Great.
come into our campus.
Great. Okay. So, in this boot camp, how many rounds are there? Can you just go through it? How many rounds are there? What kind of questions are
Okay.
asked?
So after 2 months, we got a mail from Nagaro related to examination. Firstly, our doubts were cleared related to all the points that were there in the examination, like how many points will be awarded for positive answers, like the right answers, and whether there is any negative marking or not. How will be the selection criteria? So from
Okay.
2022, what Nagaro has started is that they have made two separate profiles, like what TCS Ninja, TCS already had done that TCS Ninja and TCS Digital. Similarly,
Hmm.
Nagaro has already started that there will be a software developer profile and there will be a commando software developer profile. So definitely the people who will be performing better will be having a commando software developer profile in their hand after this. So the first round was that it was 1 hour round, and the test was conducted in Metal platform. So
Okay.
there were in this 1 hour we were told to solve 40 questions. So 15 questions were there from algorithmics and data structures, and rest of
Okay.
the 25 questions were there from quantitative aptitude and reasoning. So
Okay.
algorithms and data
Hmm.
structures were quite easy. I found out it to be easy only. It was not of that hard level.
Okay.
Aptitude part
Hmm.
was a little bit difficult only. It was on the difficult side only, especially reasoning part was little difficult and actually needed a lot of time. But we cannot make mistakes out there because there were +1 for every right answers and minus zero
Hmm.
point 0.5 for every negative answer. So
Okay.
please don't do all the mistakes. It's better not to actually just give a tick option rather than doing it, because it might cost you afterwards. So after this,
Definitely.
after half an
Hmm.
hour of this round, we got an email for the coding round. So
Okay.
the coding round was of 2.5 hour. In this coding round, this was also on metal and also was human proctored. So you cannot
Hmm.
definitely do any kind of cheating and stuff. So don't even think of doing so. Many people were thrown out of the test after doing such kind of activities. So never think of doing so. So obviously, so the questions were like from arrays and array list, from strings,
Okay.
and from
Hmm.
backtracking and dynamic programming. So the first question goes like this: we were given an array of numbers, and from that array we need to sort the array in such a way that after every even number there comes an odd number, or vice versa. So you can basically do it using the concepts of array list, and you can keep two separate array lists for even and odd, and you can just after sorting the array, just toggle among the two groups and just keep it out, and then merge the two arrays afterwards, and that will actually help you for
Hmm.
solving the first one. So it was a pretty much easy question, we can say. The second question was a coin combination problem. It included dynamic programming. Initially, I couldn't understand that it included dynamic programming, so I wrote just a normal recursion solution for it. So
Then.
you just need to iterate over an array and find out how many such possible combinations could be made for giving a particular denomination. Like, let's suppose there was given n equal to 10, and there were given coins of denomination 2, 3, 5, and 6, and you actually need to tell all the possible combinations, and you were given an infinite supply of such coins. So basically, you can do it recursively by applying as many number of options are there. You can apply as many number of
Okay.
recursive solutions. But when I submitted the solution, I saw that TLE was coming, and then I was quite sure that it actually required some dynamic programming concepts. So I was not sure of the bottom up approach. So I just directly gave for the top down approach and tried it out, and it just passed all the test cases. So I didn't need to go for the bottom up approach. So that was definitely fine for me. So the third question was on string compression. So this question goes like this: like you need to find out all the even and odd length substrings,
Hmm.
which after compression gives you palindromic substrings, or forms a palindromic substrings. So basically, you need to first of all find out all the such substrings. Like I first of all use a brute force approach for it. Like you need to find out all the such substrings, and then you can pass a function through it for compression. Like, yeah, if someone has done string compression, they will be understanding like compression will be like a b b c c will be compressed into abc. So such type of compression will be sure, and then you need to find out whether the strings are of even or odd length, and then you can make a count of it and then return that array. So basically, we need to find out all such even and odd length palindromic substrings which are formed after compression. Basically, I tried the brute force approach, as I told, but again, after passing 6 test cases, they were all problems are having 10 test cases. It was failing the rest of the 4 test cases. So I found out that it was basically happening due to substring function that I used out there, because substring
Okay.
function has a
Hmm.
O of n solution for it. So I used an access and rotation method. Like you can for every even and odd length, you can go for like this, that you fix one pivot, and then you keep on increasing the orbit for that, and as soon as you find that it's not matching, you can exit from that point. So that
Okay.
in that
Hmm.
process, it will actually help you to cut off that big of n solution that is coming due to substring. And into this solution also passed all the test cases afterwards. So the next question goes like this: like you were given a particular number. Let's suppose you are given 1, 2, 3, and you were actually used to do what can I say? It like a encoding part of it. Like it was told that 1 to 26 has been written as A to Z. So
Hmm.
after 123, you need to write all the possible combinations that could have been possible for 123. Like suppose 1, 2, and 3 could be mapped as A, B, and C. So you can combine it and say that it's A, B, C. And also you can do for 1 and 23. So it gives you an A and whatever correspond to 23. So in this way,
Okay.
you need to find out all the possible solutions to it. So this can also be done using recursion. Eight of the test cases were passing, rest of the two were not passing. I don't know why. Mostly, I think this also required DP, but I didn't have that much amount of time to think about this DP solution part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, uh, that was
Great.
pretty much.
Great.
So after this
Hmm.
round, basically they saw that how many questions people solved. So people solving more than three questions were actually given three or more than 3.5 from the 2022 batch. Actually, this boot camp consists of people from 2019, 2020, 2021, and also
Hmm.
2022. So this
Yeah.
offer for ST and CSD or distinction for that starts from 2022 batch only. So from this around, approximately about 550 people gave this round. From that, 45 people were shortlisted. From that
Okay.
45 people, 12 people were selected for the CSD profile, and rest of the people were for the SD profile. So it was totally basically on the basis of your performance that you have done during these two rounds. So luckily, I got the CSD profile for that, but actually, it also increases your chances of refusal too, because definitely in CSD profile you get to answer tough questions as compared to SD
Yeah.
profile. You literally get to what can I say, get rejected more often than you get rejected in the SD profile. So you need to keep a good knowledge of your projects for the further rounds, as I saw during my interviews. So first of all,
Hmm.
the thing was on resume. So please make a very good resume for this round, because my interviewer, when I saw his LinkedIn profile, I saw that he was a technical director of Nagaro, and I was little scared, like, how will I answer
Wow,
him?
you went through his profile as well. That's cool.
Like he was a technical director of Nagaros, and I thought of that my CV should be pretty clear. I shouldn't keep
Hmm.
anything extra in my CV, because he will totally
Definitely.
grill me if I he will totally grill me if he found that I have written something extra part of it. Like many people just write in the CV like they are ML enthusiasts, they are competitive coders, they are Android developers, they
Yeah.
are web developers, and when they were asked certain concepts
Questions.
related,
Yeah. Hmm.
they get definitely crushed out. So you shouldn't make a certain such kind of mistakes while making CVs. You should write only those things that you have genuinely currently remember right now, because that doesn't matter that you have previously studied it or not. If you don't remember right now, it's of no value to you, because the
Definitely. Hmm.
interviewer will definitely ask you questions straight. Many people just write in their certifications part a 2 days workshop that they have done, and they remember nothing of the workshop. So they just write that I have done a blockchain workshop, and they remember nothing of that. So the interviewer will look after these things specifically, and we will
Exactly. That's of
definitely.
no use if you don't remember anything.
And
Definitely.
also for the projects
Hmm.
part also, don't need to write too many projects. 2 to 3 projects are enough for that, and make sure that they are your personal projects, and you have done and you have a good knowledge of that, because you will be asked questions in and out. So in this round began with the very light questions like how is the corona cases going on in your particular state, and all those things. Then he asked me a
Hmm.
general introduction about myself. Certain surprise came to me. Like in this round, I was asked mostly on deaf related concepts rather than on DSA. Like generally, when I hear people giving their interviews, they mostly focus on DSA part. But here, for the 40 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes was focused totally on deaf concepts. Like he began with telling me like, tell me what are the projects that you have made. So I told him a few, and then he told me that explain me one of them in brief. So I
Okay.
started telling him. Shared the screen and showed him the GitHub profile wherein my code
Hmm.
were uploaded, and I also showed him the place where in the Heroku where my actual was deployed. So initially, I started explaining him the code, and then he started cross questioning me on certain topics. Afterwards, he asked me about what are the type of secure coding practices that you have actually implemented inside for securing your database. So I told him that I have used prepared statements for that. So I told him the basic implementation, like how prepared statement actually works to prevent against SQL injection attacks on
Hmm.
the data. Then he asked me a few concepts on cloud since I have told him that I have deployed my software in Heroku. So he asked me a certain few concepts on cloud, what is cloud, and how it actually helps in the industry, and these all concepts. And then he asked me about the basic SQL queries that I have executed inside the platform, and what is the main motive that I created the website, like what actually inspired me to actually build that certain type of website.
Hmm.
These kind of
Okay.
things are continuously being asked to me for the 25 minutes, and then he stopped, and then he started asking me questions on basic OOPS concept. Like he asked me about polymorphism, he asked me about abstraction concepts, and he also asked me a few concepts on tell me some real world scenarios where data structures like linked list could have been used, or circular linked lists have been used. So these type of things were asked to me. Afterwards, he gave me one coding question to solve. It was
Okay.
like it was I can say it's an easy question if someone knows how to solve it.
Okay. Hmm.
It would be quite difficult if someone is not familiar with those things. Like it was a basic stack related questions. Like it was basically a string was given with numbers and certain operators on it. So basically, you need to evaluate the entire string. So by keeping a single stack was provided. So you need to write the function for it. Basically,
Okay.
what the
Hmm.
interview wanted to see is that how good I am in writing functions. Like he
Okay.
expects, like
Hmm.
whenever you write a function in front of him, you should be writing it in a camel case, and you should be giving proper names to that function. Also, the variables that you are declaring inside the function, keep in mind that you should be giving proper names to that variables, and not like X, Y, and Z. So that actually
Yeah.
cuts your mark from those points. So you should have a good look of these things, particularly because the interviewer will definitely try to what I can say, get hold of you in these certain things, like why you are not giving such kind of things, why you are, how will you write code in the industry. Definitely he will say you certain kinds of things. So keep in mind that
Okay.
these
Hmm.
basic points. So after this round, after 2 to 3 days, I got an HR interview mail. So I was through this technical interview also. So in the HR interview was basically of 15 minutes. It was not long enough. So it started with basic questions like tell me about your strengths and
Hmm.
weaknesses,
Hmm.
and tell me your
General
basic
questions about. Okay.
yeah, questions. But keep in mind that you don't directly just tell that these are all my strengths and these are all my weaknesses. You should actually just make up a story for every strength that you have, so that you have certain things to tell. Like, just don't bluntly say that I am dedicated, I am hardworking. It's like sounds like very. What should I say?
Robotic. I mean,
Uh,
you know, कि
yeah,
हाँ ये strengths you have to say.
these are the
Definitely.
things
Hmm.
that normal people say. Then how will you distinguish
Hmm.
yourself from them? So
Yeah.
generally, I add some points with it, like these are my strengths, and tell him a story that where you have actually showcased your strengths. And when you are telling your weakness, make sure that you also tell him how you're overcoming it before the interviewer actually asks you that how you're overcoming those things.
Good
And
point.
then he
Yeah.
basically asked me questions like why you wanted to join Nagaro, why Nagaro, and all these kind of questions. So
Hmm.
have a brief look about all the projects that are going on currently in Nagaro. Like I'm not talking about specifically about Nagaro. It's a basic thing like HR interviewers generally ask. Any company can ask you the same type of question. So you should be very well versed with what are the type of projects that are going on inside the company, and what are the
Hmm.
specific skills that the company is working on, and you should have a basic solid point in your hand to tell why you actually want to join Nagaro or any company that you are joining in. Because if you don't have a proper thing to tell him, then again you will be getting a negative point for that. Because don't just go and tell that the company is very good and that's why I'm going to join. So have some basic points in your mind before telling. So that was about it. And after about a week, I got the offer, a job offer that you have been selected for the CSD profile. So
Wow.
that was pretty much about it.
Congratulations on that. And thank you so much for sharing such an insightful, the whole process and everything, the questions. Thank you so
Thank
much. I mean, remember it all. Great. So thank you for joining us today, Shan, and for this
thank you.
such an insightful session. And I hope you do well in future in the, this Nagaro company. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.